Stop watching garbage. At least that's what Zachary Levi says. What's up everyone, Eric here, and in today's video, we're gonna be talking about some comments made by Zachary Levi that suggest that Hollywood is just making garbage and it's our fault that that's happening. If you're going to enjoy this video, please hit subscribe, become part of the Airrickverse, hit the join button to become part of Team Airrick, leave a like and leave a comment down below. With that being said, let's jump into this. All right, so Zachary Levi did an interview. This is over, where is this from? This is over from Variety. All right, he did an interview with Variety. And he talks about modern movies. And this particular comment got under my skin a little bit, I'll be honest. I won't say it triggered me. It got me close though. It got me close to being triggered here. It says here that Zachary Levi calls out Hollywood garbage, urges moviegoers not to watch crappy films. Studios don't care enough to actually make it great. So it's our fault. We are to blame, I guess, for all of this quote unquote garbage. Down here it says, Zachary goes, I personally feel like the amount of content that comes out of Hollywood is garbage. They don't care enough to actually make it great for you guys. They don't. How many times do you watch a trailer and go, oh my God, this looks cool. Then you go to the movie, it's like, that's what I get? Okay, this is interesting. Because the last thing that I watched with Zachary Levi in it was Shazam 2: Fury of the Gods. And the trailers for that movie, at least the second one, the major trailer that came out, was shit. It was an awful trailer. It looked really, really bad. However, I wanted to see the movie. I wanted to see it, so I was going to go out and support it, whether the trailer was good or bad. And I actually think that's the healthy way to do this. If you are a fan of something, if you are a fan of a movie franchise, if you're a fan of an actor, of a director, of writers or whatever, if you want to go and support that thing, I think you should just do it. Trailers are not the beginning or end of promotion when it comes to movies and TV shows. They're just not. I've said before, trailers to me don't mean too much in terms of whether or not I want to see something. Does it help the hype level? Yes, absolutely. Is it the determining factor on whether or not I go and see a movie based on trailers? Usually not. There's very few times where I've been like, I'm not going to go see a movie because of the trailer. Morbius was one of them. I will fully admit that, but typically that's not how I go and, determine if I'm going to go and see something. It says down here, stupid ad keeps popping up. He says, they know that once you've already bought the ticket and you're in the seat, they've got your money. And the only way for us to change any of it is not to go see garbage or not to go to the garbage. We have to actively not choose the garbage. It'll help a lot. Well, Zachary, how the fuck do we know if it's bad if we don't go see it? See, this is the kind of shit that gets under my skin. We have a large majority of YouTube channels that actively spend almost all of their time trying to shit on and destroy and revel in the financial losses, the failures of movies and TV shows based on trailers and promo materials. And that is an awful way to set yourself up going into a movie. I honestly believe if we go and see a movie together and I love it and you hate it, at the very least, we both watched it and were able to determine that we saw this thing and we had two different experiences. You didn't like it, I liked it. It's fine. That's it. It's not the end of the world. I'm not going to try and convince you that it's good. If you didn't like it, you don't like it. We may joke about it now and then, but that's it. But there are an entire community existing online that lives for this kind of shit to be like, for him to say stuff like this. Like, he wants people to proactively look at a trailer and somehow determine if the movie is going to be garbage or not based on the trailer, even though prior to that, in that other paragraph, let's look at this paragraph again. Prior to that, he says, how many times do you watch a trailer and go, oh my God, this looks cool. Then you go to the movie and it's like, this is what I get. But then down here he says, but they know once you've already bought the ticket and you're in the seat, they've got your money. And the only way for us to change any of that is to not go to the garbage. So how do we do that? If you're saying that trailers are misleading, how do we know that something is garbage or not? This sounds like just brain rot shit. I never, ever, ever like when someone proactively hates something, then doesn't go to the movies and see it and then does nothing but shit on it after that. Like, I hate that. I hate it. There's movies that I don't like that I don't even do that to. Movies that I've seen that I don't even do that to. And when someone at Zachary's level says stuff like this, it really, really does just feed into that really toxic, hateful community online that lives on this negativity. They actively want shit to fail. By the way, let's take a look here since we're talking about this. Shazam! Fury of the Gods is probably one of the biggest box office flops of the year. Maybe one of the biggest in the DCU. You'd have to look at the numbers and see, but didn't do well. I thought the movie was okay. Financially, it underperformed. If we're talking about fans here, right? 86% of the fans liked the movie, but the critics did not. So who is the determination of garbage? Because it's such a subjective statement. Who determines what that is? What you consider trash, I might consider treasure, or vice versa. You can look, you have to have a McDonald's to have a 5-star restaurant. You have to have these consumable things for the prestigious stuff to be more prestigious. So it is one of those nothing statements. Zachary Levi just constantly keeps opening his mouth and saying stuff that not only makes him look sus, but it hurts the community as well. It just does. And I wish we didn't have to do this. I wish we didn't have to go through this all the time. But the problem is that as someone who doesn't like to make content about stuff that I don't like, I'll report on it. I'll talk about it. Well, I'll talk about it on a live stream even. But I typically like to make content about stuff that I love. I truly believe that we should spend more time doing that. But the algorithm here on YouTube doesn't like that. The algorithm on YouTube likes when people like say hateful shit and make hateful content. So those channels typically, more often than not, garner more followings because YouTube loves that stuff. It gets suggested all over the place. You have to actively avoid it usually. And I'm someone that hates that. But the support for channels that love content, generally it doesn't get the same amount of support as the hate content because people love to share misery. They love to be miserable together. When you're happy and you're having a good time, you don't feel like that's something you have to share with other people. But when you hate something, you want everyone to know you hate it. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people post, am I the only one that doesn't like blah, blah, blah? Waiting for other people to respond. A really good example is the Barbie movie. We're not gonna talk too much about it. But on my friends list, I had people going, am I the only person who doesn't like Barbie? I understand it's a part of the fandom, it really is, but it just kind of bums me out when someone at the level of Zachary Levi is feeding into that. I haven't checked yet, but I can pretty much guarantee that some of the grifter channels, some of the hate channels have already picked up that statement and used it as like, Zachary Levi slams woke Hollywood, or woke Hollywood panics after Zachary Levi exposes them for making garbage. Like, I can almost guarantee those are the videos that they've made. And it makes me sad because I wish as a community that we didn't have to deal with that. I really do. But this is where we are. This is why so many channels have to play that game and sort of feed into it because that's what YouTube pushes out. We don't have much of a choice otherwise. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this down below. Do you agree or disagree with Zachary Levi? I adamantly disagree with him on this. I think that you should see something and then decide if you like it, not proactively look at a trailer and go, I'm gonna flip a coin. Like, if you wanna see something, go fucking see it. That's the way I feel about it. That's it. I'm out of here. Have a good day.